doing? It's girl MD here. Just thinking thoughts about things, and I wanted to jump on real quick and talk about the Sam Bankman-Fried interview with the New York Times today. I apologize. I was traveling all day. Just got home a bit ago and got time to sit down and watch that train wreck, and all the thoughts, so many thoughts we have to think about this nonsense. So let's go ahead and start. I'll post it in the description for anyone who didn't see this televised interview with one and only Mr. SBF talking to the New York Times about the whole thing. And it was, so I just want to start with like slow clap. Yeah, for real. Douchebag of the Decade award over here is going to the one and only Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried for that performance of just fuckery if I've ever seen it. So yeah, let's just break this down real quick, because what this man really did was he went up there, paraded around, laughed in everyone's face. He did a great show. It was a show, but it was 100% a show. It was 100% a lie. Everything about that. So I'm going to tell you why right now, so don't buy any of the bullshit. If you watched any portion of that, was like, I see this, just think on this for a minute, and then just sell your bullshit somewhere else, buddy. We are all stocked up here, because, no. So what did he really do? He sat there and he established a timeline. For whatever reason, let's think about this, because this was his first legitimate interview. Person televised. He has claimed he is himself on record. This is legally admissible. So make no mistake on this. Oh, my lawyer said I shouldn't be here. The whole thing was scripted, and he said exactly what his lawyers wanted him to say. He laid out a very, very specific timeline. There was never really asked for to the detail he gave it. For whatever reasons, the dates between November 2nd and 7th were very important to him, that we understood exactly how he felt, what state of mind he was in. So make no mistake, when this goes to court, he was establishing certain things, and spoiler alert, I'm here to tell you right now, this piece of shit is not only not going to do jail time, mark my words, he will be in charge of some appointment position very soon here. He is paying his public penance. Yeah, this is wow. But he did a good job at establishing plausible deniability, I guess, because that's what this entire mockery of a thing was. Just every answer he gave was, to my knowledge. Well, I don't have the details. I don't have all the data to tell you about that. I don't really know. And what he appeared to do on the surface is take full responsibility, right? So he stood there and he said all the beautiful things that he could say. Well, I should have been more aware. I missed this oversight. There was accounting and the money and the things and the way my accounts are set up, seeing the checking and the savings, and there was a transfer. And what do you mean intermingling? I don't know what that means, but like full responsibility that I didn't pay enough attention, that things, oversight, it got too big. I'm so sorry. I take full responsibility that I didn't know. That's what he sat there and did the whole time. The whole, this full responsibility that, it just got too big for me. He never actually did anything, but then he had to like debunk a lot of the things we have been talking about, which is really fun. Because like the whole Bahamas, 10 people living over there, and like he was asked about that. Like, so you've been living up in here with your roommates, just like getting your dirty freaky freak on. He's like, I am appalled, sir. How dare you? We don't ever do things like that. If we have company over, it's just for games. We drink wine and go to bed at a civilized time. We do board games and get a little rowdy. That's why I said, excuse you, sir. Waterboarding people isn't a fucking board game, okay? Like, this motherfucker. I see you. I see your little demonic bullshit. SBF, you're not fucking fooling me. I can't. We didn't. No orgies or parties. I've drinking one glass of wine a year, and What was the other one? I've never done any drugs except the medicine while I'm sitting here tapping frantically. I'm not even going to get into his behaviors because there was the twitchy eyes and the right leg just consistently was bouncing and a lot of the fidgety behaviors, the really awkward laughing and glares that but I'm not gonna go there really because like I'm ADHD. I feel it. I tap. I fidget. So I mean. I'm not even going to do that. We're just going to identify the things that were said, that as what he wanted us to know, that he had full responsibility for just not knowing how things work, and it was an accident, and it's so sad. It's so sad that it got so big, and he just didn't even know. But you know what the fun one was? He popped off. I'm just so confused. Why FTX US is shut down? Because to my knowledge, for what I know, it's fully solvent. And all of the users, all Americans, would be able to get their money back. It's not me. I didn't do it. It's the damn people who locked up the account. He went so far as to say the same thing for Japan. Oh, the US and Japan were they had no problems whatsoever. They all their people could have the money back. That's outside of my hands. I didn't. I am so sorry for those people. It's just so horrible. Awful, isn't it? Oh. Listen. It's not in my hands. I had no control. But okay, my favorite thing was the very last question. Okay, so he was asked, do you agree that over time you also lied? This is a beautiful question. Of course, you have to watch his answer because he jumped everywhere except any kind of admission of any truth, which is, you know, you would expect that. But I think we need to examine this a little closer because on the surface, what we were sold was a bag of responsibility. I harnessed on my shoulders that all these things happened while I wasn't paying attention. I just don't know. There were things that I did or didn't do or knew or didn't know. And oops. Took responsibility for everything. But when I asked outright, specifically, like, all right, then are you willing to say that at some point, because it's obvious, you made your timeline, it's combated, so at some point you told a false truth, whether you knew it or not. So I'm surprised he didn't go there, like, with the whole, well, with the information I had, I don't, but anyways. So he wouldn't even, I'm like, okay. So, fuck, all your taking responsibility was fake and it means nothing, because when asked to actually take responsibility for any portion of this one time directly, no, you have nothing to do with that. Which, part two to that is, like, he came out earlier talking about, within seconds of signing the bankruptcy, someone came in and they were going to fund it and we would have been totally fine. Within seconds, it was, so, look, this fucker is trying to sell us this shit as if it was like hitting a nuke button, right? Like, I hit the button and then they waved the white flag. I've been to court. I'm not stupid. It's called a withdrawal, sir. Like, you put my name on it and then, it's done now. No. You think we're all that fucking stupid, don't you? They're just like, none of it's in my hands. We're so close to saving everyone. Once again, it's because he's going to come in and he's going to be the head of the, like, FU committee that's just gonna, and he's gonna regulate something. It's gonna watch this. It's gonna be fucking kidding me. It's gonna be... So yeah, that's that. So this POS is gonna be on Good Morning America in the morning. So I guess I will probably have to watch that and see. I don't know. So go ahead and I don't know. Hit the subscribe, the little bell thing, the little notification thingamabobber will tell you when we post the next part of this fucker. But see this, watch this bullshit. Don't fall. Oh, just God. They sell it so openly. He just established his entire court case of just that's what we're gonna get. Watch, this is it. So tomorrow will be more of this. But we'll talk about it then. I don't know. Have a great night, y'all. Night.